Hey, how's it going? This is the project in which we made a dubstep drop. In this video, we are going to make its build-up. Now, build-ups are pretty useful to let the listener know that something is about to come. So let's start. We are going to make a build-up that is 8 bars in length. Let's select the whole drop and move it to the 9th bar. Oops, we got a problem. The automation data is not getting transferred with the corresponding events. So let's undo what we did now and bring up the Arranger tab by pressing A. Then add a new section over what we want to move by clicking and dragging in the Arranger tab. Clicking a section in the Arranger tab will select everything under it, including automation data. Thus we can move entire sections using the Arranger tab. While we're at it, let's document the sections. This project has a lot of synthesizers going on, so I'm gonna archive all the tracks that we don't want for now. Adding T4's alpha. Let's draw a single knot across 8 bars of the build-up. Observe that the knot is C, which is the only note I have used for the basis in the drop. Now let's open up T4's alpha. Select any patch to sound design from scratch. I think I want to go with a square waveform with a considerable number of voices. Up here we have pitch bend, which of course bends the pitch. Next to that, we have the bend range already with a value of 12. Which means if we are playing a C note, then we will be able to bend the pitch up or down to a maximum of 12 semitones, which essentially means an octave up or down. Now let's automate it. Enable automation right, change the parameter while playing. The automation lane is created. Now we can adjust it precisely the way we want it. Here you can see that I am setting the maximum pitch just before the end of the note. This way when the note ends, it will be holding a tone that is just one octave above the note we have in the MIDI, thus keeping the tail end in the key of the song. That tail end actually really matters when there is reverb involved. I think I also want to automate detune and the low pass cutoff filter. I properly edited the automation lane of each parameter, then added an effect plugin called Simple Side. This is what we have now. Then I added another instrument called Sinister, which I think is light on the CPU as it loads up fairly quickly. Drew the same C note. Like before, we want only one oscillator, but this time we are switching it into a noise oscillator. The plugin does have internal filters, but I ended up trying out an external filter. I set it to low pass filter and automated its cutoff value to get this white noise. Then I added an auto pan effect. Automated its rate, after which I added a reverb. Then I added another instance of Sinister. This time it's not a single note being played throughout the build-up. This time it goes like this. We need to do a little bit of sound designing. Let's switch this to a saw wave. We don't want that much sustain, so let's adjust the volume envelope. And here we have the pitch for this oscillator. With the same volume envelope, we can modulate that for a pitch drop every time a note is played. Now let's automate the pitch parameter to go up. This is what we have now. So I decided to go with the triangle wave. Let's unmute and hear all of it. Then I found this pre-drop vocal,
Bring in the ruckus light.
brought it into Cakewalk and stretched it to fit our tempo, after which I bounced it to remove the artifacts caused by the stretching.
Bring in the ruckus light.
With that, I made this to work in the build-up.
Bring in the 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 ruckus light.
I added an autotuner into that vocal track and automated its pitch
Bring in the
to get this.
bring in the 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 ruckus light.
I duplicated that track with the events and automation and lowered the pitch of Graylin in the automation lane of the new track.
Bring in the 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 ruckus light.
I usually like to introduce something from the drop in the build-up. In this case, it's gonna be this. Since I don't want to deal with adding effects and automating all these tracks just for the build-up, I'm gonna bounce it to a new audio track. First, select all the clips that we want, MIDI or audio, it doesn't matter. Then go to tracks and choose bounce to tracks. Since we want all of it to be combined like the final output, we choose entire mix and enable all the effects on and click OK. All that gets rendered into a new clip in a new track. I know it's not loud enough, so we go to process, apply effect and normalize it to -2 dB. I made it to fill the length of the build-up and automated its slow pass filter cutoff. I changed its second half and added Graylin to automate the pitch to go up like this. Then added a reverb and automated its wet knob to go down from a higher value to a smaller value to make it feel like the drop is coming from a distance towards the listener. This is what we have now. I was already planning to cut the rises before the build-up intensifies, but our drop also has this portion which can fit right into that gap. So I edited the automation lanes of reverb and filter cutoff to make that portion come up front like this. Here is what it sounds like with the other tracks. Then added some drums with Sitala. Automated the tuning of snare to go up in the last 4 bars of the build-up. Also did the same for the kick and clap as well. We are pretty much done here. Now we can focus a little bit in mixing. I added a new bus, named it buildup, to which I directed all the build-up tracks except the main vocal. This makes it easier to work with the effects for the build-up tracks as a whole. First, I automated its high-pass filter cutoff in such a way that a lot of the sub-bass is taken away by the end of the build-up. So when the drop hits, the bass is gonna have even more of an impact. Then towards the end of the build-up, I decreased the volume by automating the output of FreeClip effect plugin. Then I automated the stereo width to decrease cause when the drop hits, it will feel more wide. Here are the automations in action. I had to make the entry to the drop a bit more smooth. Here is the kick. Right click, show file. Now we can drag it into Cakewalk, reverse, and place it just before the drop. Now for the final touch, I had to add this impact and this white noise. Alright, it's done. Leave a like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it useful. And stay safe, stay healthy. See you next time.